Wax on, wax off.
Cigarettes.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello and welcome Midlifers. We are your hosts, Fawn.
And Miz.
And this is a special episode.
A bonus episode where we are meeting with the wonderful, fabulous Marc of the awesome brand Erstwilder.
And it is an episode about joy, art, and community.
And as well, the Flintstones.
Oh, yeah. So let's dive in.
Well, I'll just welcome you to the show, Marc. Thank you so much for
you.
coming on. And so this is your 15th year Erstwilder has come into fruition. So it started back in 2011. And the whole concept is wearable art. And I want to take you back to the very start, your very first piece. What was it? And how has the design process changed from then to then?
Yeah. If I can, actually, what I might do, taking you even earlier than that, is how Erstwilder came to be. Because there was a business that existed before Erstwilder, and it's kind of an interesting part of our mythology, our story. So before Erstwilder, there was a business that was established as a wholesale fast fashion jewelry. There wasn't much that was special about it, aside from the fact that it was one of the first businesses in Australia that really got into that market, and the fact that it was run by Uncle Harry. Uncle Harry is Adam's uncle. Adam is my business partner and the founder of Erstwilder. So way back when, before Erstwilder started, myself and Adam, who have been best mates since the early days of high school, we'd pick and pack orders for Uncle Harry's business. I went off at some point, tried some other jobs, went to uni, did all that stuff. Adam also went to uni, but he stayed in that business and eventually sort of rose through the ranks and bought out Uncle Harry and any other owners that there were at the time. And he started running the show effectively. Now, Uncle Harry was a real philanthropist. He never cared for material possessions. And the value in the business from his perspective was that it enabled him to support countless artisans across Asia. Particularly, he had a particular fondness for India. So that's what made that business special. The problem is, around that 2009, 2010 time, barriers to entry just came down. It suddenly became a lot easier for businesses to go and find suppliers and find these communities. And what they found was happening was that they would rock up to trade fairs with their new stock, and more there would be other sellers with the same or very similar product. And it just became a bit of a difficult market landscape to work in. So we fast forward now to where Adam was really running the show, and Adam realized that the future of this business needs something more unique, and it needs something with meaning, with value beyond the product. So there was this incredible woman on the team named Louisa at the time, Louisa Camille. She was always an artist at heart, and she happened to be sketching these quirky characters based on a French artist named Leah Stein. Adam asked her what she was doing, and she said she had this idea to make these brooches with some of that inspiration. And Adam said, "You know what? Let's do it. Let's make a couple. We'll take them to the trade fairs. We'll see what the stores think." Now, the stores, the reaction was quite amazing because people were gravitating to it. They didn't quite know what it was at first, but once it was explained, they loved the concept. And to cut a long story short, between 2011 and 2015, Adam grew Erstwilder from effectively nothing to a wholesale business with a 300 stockist footprint. And that was really how we started and how we took off.
Wow. I just want to go back to Uncle Harry's philanthropy. And like you can see Erstwilder's philanthropy has echoed through that. And one thing I want to note was you donated 100% of sales over a 48-hour period to Wires, which is a wildlife charity.
Yeah,
I think that was when the bushfires happened, the really bad bushfires happened in 2020.
Yes, it was.
So, Erstwilder, you're human, you are kindness, you are ethical. Like, what other charities are you involved with at the moment?
Look, I really appreciate you saying all those kind words about us. And it's very much true that the philosophy that Uncle Harry brought to his version of the business originally has certainly carried through. Look, our goal, our whole mission, our reason of being is to spark joy in the world. We do that through our accessories, but beyond that, I mean, we try to do it through all of our departments and all of our team members, and some way to bring joy to people who aren't directly in our world and don't necessarily wear brooches or aren't able to afford brooches. They shouldn't be left out. So charity is a fundamental part of what we do. To talk to those specific instances, I mean, look, some things are planned and some things just happen for us. What we don't do is put a flag in the ground and say, we are a business that's about this charity. And the reason for that is just that our community over the years has grown and become so broad. Their passions and their interests and the things they care about are really quite diverse. So we try to represent as much of that as we can. So to your question about what have we supported, I mean, over the years, I think we've donated something in the vicinity of $360,000 like total to date. And that's across women's health issues, food insecurity, Indigenous issues, animal welfare, all sorts of things. We've got a page on the side about it because it's really important to us. But we try to spread the joy as far as we can. That fundraising effort that really our community gets the credit for, to be honest, that happened in 2020. Adam and I were both away on our breaks at the end of the year. And when we saw these fires happening, I picked up the phone and called him, and he knew what I was calling about before I said anything. It was one of those mind meld moments where we're like, we just have to do something about this. So that's what we did. We put this campaign together in a matter of hours and said, for the next 48 hours, just 100% of sales. We're just going to do everything we can. And we certainly didn't expect a response in the tune of $40,000. But again, it's a testament to our audience and how much they care. And when we present them with an opportunity to get behind something that matters, they do it. Again, not to sound however this sounds, but we feel very lucky to have this community. It really all comes back to them.
Well, speaking of the community, because it is huge, not just across like one social platform, among many social platforms. Was that like a gradual rise? Did this all happen organically? And how involved are they in the ideas for the designs that come along?
Sure. So our community, again, another really interesting thing, it wasn't something we created. It was something we discovered. This was back around 2015 when I just left the corporate world. Thank you to my darling wife who gave me the courage to see that there might be something else out there for me if it wasn't that. I was in Bali on my honeymoon, and I remembered that Adam was running this fantastic little business called Erstwilder. I jumped onto Instagram and I saw that there were 15,000 posts with the brand hashtag, and the brand itself didn't really have a presence yet. I asked him why that is, and he said, well, he's a wholesaler. He's not really focused on social media. And I said, I think there's a discussion to have here. There is this beautiful grassroots community. When I get back, let's talk about what we can do about that. Very quickly, it became clear to the both of us that there is an audience that we need to invite in, that we need to nurture, and that we need to support directly. And that was about the time we reinvigorated Erstwilder.com and started selling direct, as well as having our stockist network.
Notice on your Facebook page as well, on your closed group, you have parties, Erstwilder parties.
There's no trick. You just need to be on the email list, and sometimes you'll have to just opt in or buy the ticket or whatever it is quicker than other people.
So there's no like secret code at the door, like not 10 times.
No, we don't really do any of that. We like, it's the same reason we don't have like a real VIP program. We don't want to separate people out like that. I mean, there's a first come first serve element to any limited run business, but everyone who appreciates our brand, whether they shop with us or shop 100 times with us or don't shop at all, they just like to see the content. Everyone's valuable. So we don't really play into that. And yeah, for our parties, I mean, it's such a wonderful experience getting this group of eclectic, colorful, joyful people in a room together and just having a great time. So yeah, it's something we like to at least once a year have a big bash. We've had a Halloween party. We've had a Christmas party. We had a pretty cool Art Deco party with dances and cocktails and the works. Yeah, just to get out there in the real world with our audience is a lot of fun.
That is so cool. And like you mentioned, the diversity of the community, is it really like across all ages and all genders and all spectrums, a bit of everyone?
18 to 80, absolutely. I mean, it's a beautiful thing because it is things that we see parents and kids do together. It's certainly, I mean, the majority of our audience would identify as female, but it's certainly no boundaries on genders. It's a brand for everyone.
That's
Yeah,
cool,
I'm
'cause
really
it's
happy
very
it
rare
is.
these days, especially in the social media landscape, to have a place where it's such a broad spectrum of people. It's very unique. So,
Yeah.
how cool.
I think that talks to, you know, what the philosophy is about and what these products do for people. We call it wearable art. We talk about our accessories, but really the crux of it is that these are pieces of you. The designs are a way to bring your internal feelings, passions, emotions, nostalgic memories, and to literally wear that. So, you know, people will gravitate to different designs and different ranges because they connect with that design or range or moment.
What got me onto Erstwilder first was your Italian collection. Now, I love Italy, and my sister-in-law and we were writing wish lists of which piece of the Italian collection we wanted, and they got me the Colosseum.
Beautiful.
And one I want to talk about is the beauty in the panettone, like the detail, the colors. It's the candied peel. It's legit. Like, and you're so right in what you say. Erstwilder do make things that tug at our heartstrings that we want to wear. I mean, if I can just, there's so much I want to say, but, you know, you having collabs with Catherine Sabbath, the baker, Alice Savslavsky, who was on MasterChef and now has her veggie branding. Like, it's so colourful and unique. And you just speak from foodies to literary people. One more thing I want to say, your May Gibbs collection. Now, you sold out 90% of the collection within 10 minutes. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think it might have actually been even less than that. It was certainly minutes, but this is quite a while back now. This would have been in April 2017. And it was a really key sort of milestone moment for us because we'd had popular launches before, but this is the first time that we were seriously surprised by what happened come launch time. In fact, Adam was on leave for this launch. He boarded a plane for Byron with his girlfriend at the time just before the launch. And in the meantime, we sold out of, something like 90% of stock in 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. He got off the plane and called me. He thought something went wrong in Shopify. He just didn't understand what happened. So it was, we desperately underquantified that collection. We didn't expect the level of demand it would have been. So it's, we've had other collections happen like that since, but that was that real moment where it just clicked and we realized what this was to people.
How do you come about these collabs? Do brands approach you, or do you see, or remember certain nostalgic things and think, oh, I'd really love to work on this? How does that?
Yeah. Well, you asked, tying into that, you asked a great question before about how we come up with the collection ideas in general. And again, that just brings us right back to the community because we have such an engaged audience who are so willing to share with us. We ask them. We have a permanent place on our site to submit ideas, but then we'll go out on social and say, cool, we just did this licensed collection. What would you love to see from us next? Mm-hmm. The only downside is it can take me a week to then receive all that, sort it and categorize it and find the most common themes. And then basically that feeds into our range program. So our community is at the wheel of helping us choose those collections and those themes. The other part of your question was, who's reaching out to who? How does this kind of stuff work? Well, there's 3 buckets of collections we do, is how we think about it. We do Erstwilder original ranges, which come in our fan favorite box, for example. Then we do artist collaborations, which is like the Easter collection we just did with Pete Cromer. Just another example, sweet little bunny.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
And then we have the licenses like this Hanah-Barbera collection that we launched recently. The artists are usually, we reach out to them typically. It's not to say we don't have artists contacting us, but we have our eyes out all the time looking for incredible talent in Australia or anywhere around the world. And when we see someone that we think is just a wonderful person, with an incredible aesthetic that our community are going to love, we just reach out, we introduce ourselves. Thankfully, it usually is a pretty smooth conversation. For licensing, I guess I can talk to that too. It's that's changed over time. I mean, it's probably a very obvious story, but in the early days, we were lesser known. We had less credibility. We had less sort of evidence of the community and the results that we can get with our ranges. So we were pushing to the licensors a lot, trying to just, stake our claim and get something over the line. And as soon as we got a few under our belt, we then had some case studies. We could show everyone, this is the quality of our product. This is how we translate your asset. This is the level of care we're going to take with it, down to the packaging, all of that jazz. And now we have really strong relationships with most licensors. Not everything is within reach, but most things are these days.
Fantastic. Go to the pack.
Yes.
Have to talk about the packaging.
I know. It's like to the finest detail. It's unbelievable.
No, I want to say no stone is left uncovered, but I'll add my pun. No Flintstone is left uncovered. As we have your packaging is personalized. The artwork is phenomenal.
But no, it's like even to the little tag it's on the back. Sorry, it's like everything
in the lid, inside the lid has, what that brooch is about and what the backstory is. How do you get so detailed? And it's brilliant.
Well, thank you. Firstly, it's a credit to our team and how much people care about everything down to the small details here. Hanah, our creative lead, puts together the packaging mock-ups. Some things need sign-off and approval from artists or licensors, but it just all matters. There's none of this that doesn't matter. The insert cards that you mentioned that have the names and the stories, writing, I don't write them all exclusively, but I do a lot of them, and that's one of my favorite parts of my job. Even as an owner, some would say that maybe that's not time well spent. Someone else could do copywriting, but it's so joyful to imbue these designs with character. And the feedback we get on that is perhaps my favorite thing about this brand. Can I give you one quick example?
Yes,
please.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be understated. This stuff happens all the time, every day. We get these emails constantly. But there was one that stuck with me from early on in my time with Erstwilder. We had this lovely woman email us saying she'd purchased a magpie brooch. Now, when her mum was around, she was something of a magpie whisperer. There were always magpies in the garden whenever she was there. Her mum's now passed, and when she saw the brooch, she had to have it. And she said, "You see, my mum's name was Marjorie." We just happened to name that design Marjorie Magpie. And it shivers every time I tell this story. I've cried multiple times telling this story. But it's just the kind of serendipitous moments, the kind of just magic that you can't plan for, that happens when you care about product and character and all that. It's it's a really beautiful thing to be part of.
That's just what I'm getting from this interview, and just knowing more and more about Erstwilder. It's not about the business. It's really about this feeling that you're giving people. It's
more than jewelry.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we often describe it as wearable art, but again, it's what is underneath that layer. It's how meaningful things are. It's how people use them in the real world. Like there's teachers who find these pieces to be useful, practical teaching aids for kids. There's mums who go to pickups who wear a brooch because they're introverted and they're not comfortable having conversations. But if someone comes up to them and says, "Oh, that brooch is gorgeous," they can talk for hours. So there's so many fascinating ways that people incorporate the designs into their lives. It's
so cool.
I was going to say, now you've mentioned teachers, and I have to say, last year our whole parent group put in money to buy my son's teacher a present, and we bought a whole heap of brooches from Erstwilder for her.
Thank you.
And, they are the perfect teacher present because, it goes to Australiana, to May Gibbs Literary.
Yeah.
And I recommend to everyone, if you need to buy a gift for a teacher, go to Erstwilder because they are such a teacher thing. The colour And again, it gives the students a connection to the teacher too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's I don't gift teachers our products because it might feel strange because I'm not purchasing it per se, but it absolutely is something that people in my network, friends and whatever, come asking, do you have this? I know that's sold out because it's perfect for Indies teacher.
Yeah, well, it generated a lot of discussion in the parent WhatsApp group. I'd give you that much. It's like, wow, this is amazing. And yeah, it's beautiful. Now, are we going to get yabba dabba dooey?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of your latest licensed collections was from Hanah-Barbera, which brings us right back to these cartoons that we used to watch. Did you used to watch any of these cartoons growing up as well?
Me, absolutely. I've got some favorites. I mean, I could probably reel off 100 or so. I was a big cartoon fiend as a kid.
Yeah.
But for me, my favorites, if I had to pick out a couple, would have been Transformers, X-Men, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
Yeah, which is actually cool because I've loved watching how they've evolved over time and come into like the live action or the movie space, and I can enjoy them as an adult unashamedly.
I have to say She-Ra for me. She-Ra was huge. And He-Man. Holy dooly.
now one of the cartoons in this collection was the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Were you as disappointed as I was and still am that there aren't flying cars that they promised us in these cartoons?
I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit. A little bit.
About this too much.
Yeah. Look, I think that we were, if we go by the letter of that cartoon, we were promised a bit of a different future, flying cars and robot assistants and that whole thing. Although with AI, arguably we have robot assistants. But at the same time, I think we've got our own version of that. It's just a bit less visible. We've got technology that would have felt just as wild back then, but it kind of just lives in our pockets instead of in the sky. But I mean, I guess I also think the Jetsons captured just it wasn't just the idea of flying cars. It's like the sense of excitement about the future. It's the kind of hope and optimism that I think is important to hold on to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do they still have that in cartoons for the kids these days?
What cartoons?
I don't know. Do they still have cartoons?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, that is an epic movie. You've both watched that?
Yeah, I've watched it. To be honest, it took me a while to get into it just because it was a different style to what I was used to.
Yeah.
Because I've got a daughter that's 8 and, she loves musicals. So we loved it. And that song, Golden, have you tried singing that?
Oh, God.
Yeah, we have big sing-alongs in the car. I've got a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old.
No one needs to hear that. I think that's behind closed doors.
I just want to say, when approached for this interview, I was putting on the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and Scooby-Doo on TV for my daughter. She took to it like a duck to water.
Oh, cool.
And it just shows that these cartoons, especially the Hanna-Barbera ones, are universal no matter what age it stems or aimed at or era or decade.
Yeah, absolutely. So many of these properties have stood the test of time, and they're multi-generational. And I'm 40 in a few weeks from today. We've got kids. We've got team members in their early 20s. But everyone knows the properties. Everyone's familiar with it because it remains in the culture in different forms.
Yabba dabba doo.
Well, if Erstwilder had a catchphrase like from Hanna-Barbera, what catchphrase would Erstwilder have? Would it have yabba dabba doo or jinkies or rut-roll?
That is a good question. That is a really good question. What would the catchphrase be? Actually, you know what? We have one. It's a little bit embarrassing because we use it, but it is just a joke. So I'll just flag that. Mm-hmm. We're human here. People make mistakes. Sometimes no one needs to know about them. Sometimes there's a typo in a story card, which we all feel terrible about. Sometimes when we are caught out making a mistake, we will own it by saying, we're quirky. Because longest time, one of our taglines was quirky adornments to keep your days dandy. So it was just kind of a throwaway line to lighten the mood, just to go, oh, well, we're quirky. That could be our catchphrase.
I'm going to use that now anytime my kids call me up with something.
I want to ask another question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Now, Mez did mention that it is Erstwilder's birthday, 15th birthday, is it? What wish do Erstwilder have for the next 15 years?
Oh, wow. That's That's a big question. Like you said, this business is about bringing joy to as many people as we can. It's not just a focus on money. So that wish would not be about growth of the business. That would matter only in so much as growing our community would allow us to bring what we do to more people, and we'd see value in that. The state of the world is a little bit concerning at the moment. I think it's just becoming more and more difficult to stay in a joyful space. It's really easy to get sucked into all the issues at a micro level, at a macro level. I would wish that people find a way to make room for joy. That's what I wish. I look at that in my own household. I look at it in our workplace, and I think that's hard times and sad things. It's all unavoidable. It's all a part of life. But I think it is really critical to make space for that joy, for your own happiness. So that would be my wish, that people do that.
I love that.
Beautiful.
I love it. Especially, it seems like as more and more, apart from the world going to whatever, the future's so uncertain now, and with the technology and AI, it's like the more that that element comes in, it's like the more we need to remember about the humanity and enjoy that it comes
absolutely
from being human.
Yeah.
Back to just quickly, we talked about this before we started recording. If we want to have a little sing along, do you remember any of the theme songs from the Flintstones or the Jetsons?
I think I roughly remember all of them. The Flintstones sticks in my mind a bit more.
All right, can we have
we're going to do a sing along now.
Yeah, the Flintstones. It might be a lag. Come on, I can edit it out. It's no good.
All right,
ready? Flintstones, meet the Flintstones.
They're
a modern Stone Age family.
From the town of Bedrock.
They're a page right out of history.
Yay! Sorry to do that to you.
That's all right. They did it together. And they were here for the song.
That is such an awesome one. You just showed to the camera, for those who aren't watching, Fred and Wilma brooch. Fonz has got a Dino one.
And you've got Dino, yeah.
Yeah, and I've got the Fred.
Stunning.
But that Fred and Wilma one, oh my gosh, I love it. Fantastic.
It was definitely a favorite at launch. I think it was because it didn't just capture the characters, but it captured a moment, the interaction. Really, really whimsical and playful. So people gravitated to that.
I love it.
I'm a bit of a clean freak at home, so I gravitated to the Jetsons Rosie.
Nice.
Because I'm always vacuuming my house. So
you are Rosie.
I'm Rosie. I robot.
I feel you on that. Actually, my wife and I'm a mess. I'm a tidy freak, and she's the clean freak. So it's funny. It actually, we're opposites, but it works. I just can't exist in mess everywhere. But if I can't see the dirt, it doesn't bother me. Whereas she's like, you have to wipe down the table. I just cleared the table. So we work in partnership.
It sounds like I'm a dream relationship. My husband's he's very clean but messy. Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So that's kudos to you guys.
It works.
And now, midlifers, Erstwilders, we have a very important announcement to make. We, together with Erstwilder, have a giveaway where you can win. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Hang on. You can win the Mystery Machine earrings from Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo pin, lapel pin, a Jetsons key ring, but wait, there's more. And as mentioned in the podcast, this Fred and Wilma loving brooch. Can I read? Fred and Wilma light up the Stone Age dance floor, proving that love, laughter, and a little rhythm never go out of style.
Mm-hmm.
So head over to the Midlifers and Erstwilder Instagram pages. Follow both of our pages, and you will be in the running to win this amazing brooch and key ring and lapel pin prize. Thank you for your generosity as well.
Of course.
It's so exciting, and it's a licensed limited time edition collection. So one of our followers is going to be very lucky with this, and so happy.
The quality is outstanding. The colours, everything about it, the detail, it's just stunning. It's a really worthwhile competition to enter into.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Good luck to everyone.
And if I can just mention, we have a live show coming up, and Erstwilder have been very generous to enter. Oh, I'll put it here. The Dino brooch as part of a giveaway if you attend our live show.
When's the live show? When's that happening?
It's 19th of April, a Transcendence in Collingwood. And it's a small room because it's our very first live, and we're kind of cacking our dacks.
We're cacking our dacks.
So, Marc, we just wanted to thank you today for coming on to not only talk about some of your collections, but just Erstwilder in general.
Yeah. Can I do a shout out to someone?
Yeah.
I'll do a shout out to Kenny. Now, whenever I've ordered Erstwilder, Kenny, I've got the stamp on the box. He always packages my boxes. So, Kenny, thank you for your work and your amazing care in packaging Erstwilder in Melbourne.
I'll make sure to pass that on. There's
Please do.
actually, since you mentioned that, I just need to give credit to someone. So that idea of turning our faces into little characters, turning those characters into stamps and stamping them on the boxes we packed is from our customer service rep, Joy, who everyone in our community just adores because she's on the front lines, describing it like a war, because she's on the front lines just sorting out any issues, any troubles, anything our customers need. Joy is right there for them. And she came up with that idea, which is just such a beautiful way to like humanize the experience and be there with community members in those special moments when they're opening their packages.
A credit to Joy.
Thank you, Joy.
And Joy, you've got the perfect name for working at Erstwilder.
She really does.
Thank you so much, Marc.
Awesome.
All the best of luck with the
Thank you for having me on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Midlifers, we hope you enjoyed that chat with Marc. That was great.
It was wonderful. And if you're an Erstwilder, welcome aboard to the Midlifer train.
Welcome, and don't forget to enter our competition. The details will be in the show notes.
Head on both the Erstwilder and the Midlifers Instagram to get following and enter this amazing, generous competition. The prize is worth up to, I think, $250.
But we can't do it justice. Like, we're going to show it on screen. Especially the Fred and Wilma brooch is just, they're all works of art. So whoever wins this is going to be very lucky.
Thanks for joining us. And until next week,
bye-bye.
Yabba-dabba-doo.